Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today we're going to be looking at the film Event Horizon. Now I've got two editions here. Recently got this 4K collector's set, the steelbook and some extras in there, and I've also got this limited edition DVD set from back in the day. So we're going to have a look at both of these editions. I'm going to give you a bit of trivia about the film, my thoughts on it, and film facts, all this sort of stuff. So yeah, this is what we're going to be looking at today on the channel. So just before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you'll be informed when I upload a new video. Welcome back to existing subscribers. Hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Please give the video a thumbs up. That really does help out the channel and really do appreciate that. Please leave a comment on the video. Have you seen Event Horizon? What do you think of it? Which editions have you got? Have you got 4K, the Blu-ray, or just the DVD? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts, and yeah, stick them down below. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm over there and I post pictures, so yeah, go and check me out over there as well. Right, so let's get into the video today and let's talk about the film Event Horizon. Event Horizon came out in 1997 and it was a certificate 18 in the UK. It is a horror stroke sci-fi genre and it ran for 1 hour and 36 minutes. When a lost spaceship reappears near Neptune's deteriorating orbit, a team of astronauts is sent to investigate the matter. The release date in the UK was the 22nd of August 1997, and this was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, and he did all the Resident Evil films starring his wife Milla Jovovich. The budget on this film was $60 million US, but the box office only took $42 million US, so it didn't do that great when it first came out. The story was by Philip Eisner. Cast included Sam Neill as Dr. William Weir, Lawrence Fishburne as Captain Miller, Joely Richardson as Lieutenant Stark, Jason Isaacs as DJ, Kathleen Quinlan as Peters, Jack Noseworthy as Justin, Sean Pertwee as Smith, Richard T. Jones as Cooper, and Holly Chunt as Claire. Now on to some trivia about the film. Paul W.S. Anderson's initial cut of the film ran for 130 minutes and was so violent that both test audiences and the studio balked at the finished product. Paramount ordered him to cut the film by 30 minutes and tone down some of the violence. Anderson has said he didn't have enough time for a proper re-edit and believes he cut about 10 minutes too much. Although it was announced in 2012 that producer Lloyd Levin had found a VHS tape that might contain a full version of the film, Anderson revealed in 2017 that neither he nor Levin had seen it yet, as they had both been too busy to be in the same country with a VHS player. Although he believes that the condition of the copy will be too poor to use, Anderson has stated that he is still excited to see what's on it. The script originally described the Gateway machine as a smooth and featureless black orb, 10 metres in diameter, suspended in mid-air between large rotating mechanical arms. It was also said to contain a stable black hole within it at all times, which the ship used as a power source, as opposed to briefly creating a temporary one. Paul W.S. Anderson decided to redesign it to involve interlocking circles as a homage to the puzzle box in Hellraiser 1987, which served as an inspiration. The spacesuits worn by the actors weighed 65 pounds or 30 kilograms each. Lawrence Fishburne nicknamed his Doris due to the weight. Standing upright in them for longer periods could lead to back injury, but sitting down was not possible either due to the backpack. Special hanging poles were constructed on the set so the actors could rest on them between takes. And finally, director Paul W.S. Anderson mentioned in a 2017 interview that 1 year after the film's release, John Goldwyn, head of production at Paramount, admitted to him that he felt the film had not been properly released. Despite a poor box office run, the film's video and DVD sales had been excellent, so the studio wanted him to make the longer version as he always intended. For some time, Anderson and producer Jeremy Bolt worked on a director's cut. They travelled the world to locate the original footage, some of which was found in the strangest places, for example in an abandoned Transylvanian salt mine. However, they quickly realised that since the movie was made before the DVD era, when alternate versions became much more commonplace, much of the original footage has either been destroyed, stored and then discarded, or its location has not been documented. Of the stock that was retrieved, much of it had been badly archived or was otherwise degraded. A few of the surviving scenes, including a scene where Dr. Weir is informed of a reappearance of the Event Horizon, appears on the special collector's edition DVD and survived only in videotape form, sometimes without dialogue or sound effects. The DVD also includes storyboards of spacewalk scene that was abandoned for budget reasons, and the alternate ending with commentary by Anderson. A VHS copy that might contain a rough edit has resurfaced in 2012, but Anderson revealed that he hadn't had time to see it yet, and that it's unlikely to be of sufficient picture quality to be used anyway. Although he was not optimistic about the prospects of a director's cut, he did not rule out the possibility that missing footage of sufficient quality could turn up one day, given that a director's cut of Clive Barker's Nightbreed in 1990 also unexpectedly turned up in a storage facility in 2014. Okay, so on to the editions that I have. As I say, I've got a DVD collector's edition from back in the day, and then more recently, I think it was this year, it was released, the Event Horizon collector's edition. I was actually lucky enough to get this for my birthday back in August. So we'll have a look at the DVD first, and then we'll move on to the 4K set. Okay, so this is a really nice DVD collector's set with that really nice artwork that they've used on the 4K set as well. If we turn it round, you can see there's an actual number on here. Now, obviously my number is 7,220. I'm not sure what this was limited to. It never says, but basically you've got the back information there with the tech specs. And then it's like almost like sort of clamshell design. Now you've got a little leaflet there, which you often got with DVDs from back in the day, which has got the chapter selections on it and a little few shots from the film, so that's quite nice. And then also you've got the DVD there. Take that out. And that's what's really nice about this release, is you get that wonderful sort of inside artwork with the Event Horizon. So yeah, really wonderful release. Now what was really cool about this was that I bought this on Amazon second hand, and to be honest, I just thought I was getting the standard DVD version. It wasn't advertised, and when it came through, it was this special collector's edition. And I think I picked it up for a couple of pounds or something like that. It was very, very cheap. And it was such a nice surprise to get this sort of wonderful collector's edition. So yeah, I've kept it in my collection ever since. Okay, so on to the Event Horizon 4K edition. So obviously this comes with the 4K UHD and Blu-ray, art cards, pin and patch, and the steelbook. So there's the front, we've got the spine, turn it round. Now for some reason Paramount decided, rather than a J card, that they would just print this on the back. Now personally I think that was a missed opportunity. I think it would have been really nice to have had some really nice sort of back artwork on this. You see it pretty much all the time now with these collector's editions, so yeah, a little disappointing from Paramount that they sort of went this route, but that's what we got. So yeah, if you just zoom in on here, you can see we've got a 235:1 letterbox aspect ratio, Dolby True HD 5.1. Again, a little disappointing that they didn't go with an Atmos soundtrack or a DTS:X, but there we go, they've just left it as a 5.1. I mean, it's a pretty good mix, so you know, I can't complain really. So we'll just get the bits out and we'll have a look at these in a second. Okay, so we'll sort of get into the goodies bit to start with. And again, you get this sort of picture of that sort of engineering room with that rotating sphere magnet thing that creates the black hole. Just wraps around. It's a little disappointing, this, if you ask me. A little bit of Latin there. It's just kind of like sort of an open case, which feels a little bit cheap, to be honest, that. So yeah, it would have been nice if it was more of an envelope, if you ask me, but there we go. But that's Paramount for you with their limited editions. So we get a little badge with this, so there we go, little pin badge, and then we get an actual patch, which is quite nice. You see the Lewis and Clark, which is the ship that the crew is on to get to the Event Horizon. So that's quite nice, as a little sort of bit of memorabilia. And then the other thing that we get with this set, which is very nice, I'll probably have to sort of do a quick screenshot, but it's basically the schematics of the Event Horizon. So I'll probably put something in here just to show what it looks like. And then onto the steelbook that we get with this release. Now it's a really nice sort of design, this. They've gone with like one of these sort of plastic sleeves, which kind of, it gives you a sort of a zombie feel to it, which I mean obviously isn't in the film, but it's, I suppose it's giving that horror sort of science fiction feel about it. So yeah, it's quite a nice design. And then we've got just the spine, and then on the back you've got the sort of Event Horizon coming out of the sort of eye behind. So we'll just take that off, and as you can see the sort of somebody's eye here, and obviously there you can see the you know, that engineering sort of sphere that's creating the black hole. We turn it round, and there again you've got Sam Neill, Dr. Weir's character. See that scene where he gouges out his eyes, which is, yeah, not a very nice scene, but yeah, so that's that. We open it up, and then we get some art cards in there as well, and then we get the Blu-ray disc with this feature film and the special features. And then we get the 4K Ultra. Now again, it's a bit misleading, this, because it says Vision, Dolby Vision and Atmos, but you don't get that on here. It's false advertising, that, really, if you ask me, but there we go. And then you've got the interior shot. Again, this is that sort of famous scene in the engineering part of the ship, where he, one of the characters comes in and finds this sort of rotating sphere thing. So yeah, it's quite an iconic scene, that. So yeah, a very nice steelbook that's been produced for this film. And we also get some postcards along with this release as well. There's one there of the crew. Then we get another one that's again the crew. The Lewis and Clark. There's nothing on the back of these. A shot of Lawrence Fishburne. Another one. Now this one's a little bit, yeah, it's not very nice image really, but you kind of see these shots. They're very, very quick. Some horrible scenes that you see. But And here's one that's more of a sort of behind the scenes view, which is quite nice. So overall, yeah, well, not too bad an edition, this one. I do think Paramount could have made a little bit more effort with it. A few sort of things, you know, which, like I say, the sort of rear art, they could have put some rear artwork on the box, and that little sort of pamphlet inside could have been a little bit better designed, maybe with sort of a few little extras in there would have been nice. But yeah, as I say, with Paramount Pictures, they seem to be a little bit lackluster with their releases. As we've seen recently with Warner Brothers, they're kind of knocking it out of the park, really producing some wonderful editions. So I do think Paramount could sort of, you know, have a look at Warner Brothers and kind of think, well, yeah, let's up the ante a bit here, because you pay a lot of money for these editions, and you know, you want something a little bit extra when you're buying a collector's edition, in my opinion. So on to my thoughts about the film. Yeah, I mean, I watched this many times, to be honest. I mean, I can remember watching this sort of back in the day at the cinema, and being quite kind of sort of a little disturbed by it, to be honest. It's quite graphic at the time. Well, even now, to be honest. I mean, if you slow down a lot of those scenes that they show, the horror stuff, it's quite, you know, it's quite graphic and unsettling. But yeah, you know, a fantastic horror science fiction film, this one. On the most recent watch, I didn't feel as sort of blown away with it as maybe in the past. Obviously I did watch the 4K, and yeah, it's a good transfer. As I say, it's a little bit disappointing there's no immersive audio on this one. I think that it could have benefited from that, certainly, but I mean, you know, the 5.1 mix is perfectly adequate. You get good left and right separation, good dialogue, some good rear effects now and again. But I think it could have just done with that sort of overhead sort of extra, yeah, to have been there. But sadly, we didn't get that. As far as picture quality goes, you know, it's a good transfer. Obviously, this is set in space, so you get a lot of black scenes in this, and certainly I thought the HDR did a good job. As I say, again, they sort of advertised Dolby Vision on here. Now I can't comment on that because I don't have Dolby Vision equipment, but I'm sure on an OLED it's going to look pretty good with the standard HDR10. But whether you get that vision, I don't know. But yeah, you know, perfectly good picture, and you know, it still holds up well today. I mean, there's some great effects in this film. You know, it's very sort of tense, sort of has an alien sort of feel to it, with that kind of, I suppose, that Hellraiser's kind of influence there as well, sort of a merging of sort of, I mean, obviously Alien was horror as well, sci-fi horror, but it's that kind of sort of situation where you've got a crew and one by one they get picked off. It's a fight for survival, but certainly with the element of horror in there. You know, there's some pretty graphic scenes in this, sort of make you feel quite uncomfortable, and yeah, quite sort of an eerie feel to it. But nonetheless, you know, if you haven't seen this film, I'd highly recommend it. Certainly a good one for this time of the year, sort of the Halloween's period. You know, if you like your science fiction and your horror, this is certainly a great combination, and a thoroughly enjoyable film to watch. Hey guys, that's just closer look at the film Event Horizon. So lucky to have two really nice editions here, the DVD collector's edition and the more recent 4K collector's edition. Both, yeah, really nice releases. As I say, I think Paramount could have, you know, tweaked it a bit more and made it a little bit more special, but that's what we got. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the review. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye now.